Morning, everyone. With this, we'll call the Tuesday, March 7th, 2023 Committee on Aging meeting to order. Bobby, call the roll, please.
Joanne Murphy Spice is excused. Heidi Bassford Kirkhoff is excused. Julie Kiefer.
Here.
Julie Davids is excused. Bryn Seaman is excused. Patricia Yurovitz is excused. Julie Maslowski.
Here.
Judy Ritchie.
Here.
Mike Ford.
Here.
Cynthia Thorpe.
Here.
Allie Ford.
Here.
Jean Wallerman.
Here.
Okay. Moving on, approval of both the December 6th, 2022 and the February 7th, 2023 minutes. Are there any additions or corrections?
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passed. Okay, citizen statements.
None.
And then moving on, public comments on agenda items. I believe, Ron, you had something on scams?
Ron Durkup, 1600 Brentwood Drive, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Just a couple of things that have come to my attention in the last couple of days here. One having to do with the recognizing Medicare fraud that has to do with these plastic replacement cards. Apparently someone's offering those plastic cards to people who work with Medicare beneficiaries. These are not official replacement cards, but copies of the original paper card, and they're printed on a durable plastic. If you receive a call offering a plastic Medicare card, do not give out any personal information. Always saying that. The Office of Inspector General and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services are investigating those incidences. And you need to always protect your Medicare card as though it's a credit card. And you would never, obviously, freely share that card number with other individuals. Only give your Medicare number or Social Security number to doctors and providers, and be careful when asked for your Medicare number or offer of free services to provide your Medicare number. So always protect your Medicare information or your medical information, and be skeptical, I guess, is the key whenever someone is asking for your Medicare number. To report fraud, 1-800-MEDICARE is the number to call. That breaks down to 1-800-633-4227. The other is a scam that is called the Fake Geek Squad Renewal Scam. This is from the Federal Trade Commission. And the scam goes like this. You get a text message or an email that says you were or will be charged hundreds of dollars to renew your Geek Squad membership. Geek Squad is the Best Buy tech support service, and some people contract for that service to do troubleshooting on their computers, etc., throughout the year. If you want to dispute the charge or cancel your membership, the message says you must call a phone number within 24 hours. Got to do it right away, you know. If you call the number, which you should not do, the scammer might ask for remote access to your computer. If you give it to them, they can install spyware programs on your computer, steal your online banking credentials, and drain money from your bank account. Some scammers may ask for your bank account information to refund your money, then fake a transaction and make it look like they accidentally refunded you too much. To pay them back, they tell you to buy gift cards and give them the gift card numbers and pins. All red flags everywhere. So scammers send alarming messages like this to rattle you. Don't let them. If you think the message is legitimate, contact the company in question, in this case, the Geek Squad, and using the phone number you know is real, and do not use any number included in the message. So Then also be sure to check your credit card or bank account for any unauthorized transactions. If you see one, report it to the institution and ask them to reverse it and give you your money back. So to report any fraud related to businesses, you can use this address, reportfraud, all one word, .ftc.gov. So reportfraud.ftc.gov. So, a couple of things to be aware of.
And moving on, our presentation for today is Brian Nagler with the ADRC on Family Care Partnership.
Morning. I'd like to thank everyone for letting us come and educate you. Hopefully the community is more aware when I'm done with this presentation. As Judy said, my name is Brian Nagler. I am the program supervisor at the Aging and Disability Resource Center, or ADRC, of Winnebago County. And what I'm here today to generally talk about is the Family Care Partnership Program, which is something new, but I thought I'd start with giving a little bit of a refresher on what is the ADRC, because I always think that's helpful. So if you could indulge me a little bit, I'll just move on in our PowerPoint. The mission statement of the ADRC, we exist to empower and support seniors, people with disabilities, and families by providing useful information and finding help that people seek so they may live with dignity, security, and achieve maximum independence and quality of life. That's kind of a mouthful, so I broke it down into a couple of bullet points there. So that is why we exist. What is an ADRC? We are an extension of the county. We're a county agency. We deliver accurate, unbiased information. We have no hidden agenda or aren't paid to do our work. We just have concern for the consumers or the customers of Winnebago County. And we want to have accurate, unbiased information on all aspects of living. We should be a friendly, warm, friendly place. We provide information on a broad range of programs and services. I did bring a couple resource directories if people would like to peruse afterwards. I'll leave those. We also have an online directory of resources that are available to people in the county. Our locations, we have two locations, one here in Oshkosh at 220 Washington Ave. We're on the third floor. And one at 211 North Commercial in Neenah. You can call us toll-free. We do have a website that's listed there. You can email us. We have a general email that we answer every morning to be able to respond in a timely fashion. And we also have a Facebook page, so you can go and search ADRC of Winnebago County and like us on there. And then you can find out about things that we're participating in, such as wheelchair wash and other things that are going on, our dementia-specific classes that we are partnering with. Our hours of operation are 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, but we do entertain after-hours appointments as needed, because as you can imagine, families helping their loved ones to get where they need to be, they work a job too, so sometimes we're doing hours in the evening. Keep in mind, at the ADRC, we do so much, but for perspective of this presentation, I'm going to talk about my particular team that I supervise. But do know that at the ADRC, we also offer benefit specialists that can help seniors with their Medicare Advantage plans and things during open enrollment, other questions that they may have. We have disability benefit specialists that can help younger folks to get hooked up with disability and work through that process, because that can be difficult. We have Adult Protective Services that does guardianships, protective placement, elder abuse investigations and things. And we also have a dementia care specialist. We have a lady who helps out and partners with families to be able to work through some of those challenging behaviors that people with dementia exhibit, and it gets difficult to manage them in the home. But for purposes of this presentation, I'm going to talk about my team. I supervise a team of what are called ADRC specialists, and we are the people who, kind of moving towards talking about family care partnership, we are the people who work with the community to understand people's needs and work with them on what option best works in helping them to get the care that they need. So basically, my team does three core things. We do a lot more than that, to be honest, but three core things. If you remember, information and assistance it's just that. We provide resources, the directory or our online resource, or we talk to people about the resources available in the community, and then they can go and do for themselves and don't need the ADRC. Options counseling is something that's a little bit different within ADRC. We help people to consider all the options that are available to provide the care that they require, whatever that may be. And that is not only just family care or IRIS, but it's actually sooner. It's, do you have natural supports in your life that can help? You know, I need to get to church on Sundays. Well, your daughter goes to that same church. Could she swing by and pick you up? You know, those natural things that we don't often think about that we could ask. Other options are privately paying. Some people, this is the little bit of a difference with an ADRC, is that the county is where people have historically come, where I don't have much money to help myself. But the ADRC concept is different in that we help people in how best to spend that nest egg that they've saved. You know, so that's a little bit different than our overall history. So that's called options counseling. And then for people who kind of determined we don't have that nest egg, we don't have that ability to pay, then we work towards eligibility processing, my team does, and enrollment counseling to Wisconsin's long-term care programs, which are family care, IRIS, and as of January 1st, family care partnership. So I'm trying to give you a little perspective on where we're going here. So, and if there are questions along the way, please ask them. Eligibility, family care and IRIS are the long-term care programs which we've had in our county since 2010. Both of these programs have financial as well as physical eligibility components, and that's what the ADRC works with that customer to work through. Getting eligible for medical assistance is quite a process, and there's also some physical, through the long-term care functional screen, some physical assessment that we do to find out what are your needs. You know, what are your, what we term activities of daily living, and then what help from another human being do you need to make those tasks happen in your life. Both the IRIS and the family care programs foster independence, quality of life. So basically with family care and IRIS, those programs are medical assistance, long-term care programs that help with essentially anything that can't be paid for by their MA card, called card services. So that's how we've existed since 2010. It's gone very well. We have, I couldn't fathom how many people we've signed up for these programs in our community, but it averages probably right now 40 to 48 per month. So there is a lot of need out there. We are an aging community, so. Family Care Partnership began in our county on January 1st as another option to Family Care and IRIS. My Choice Partnership is the entity, the managed care organization that administers that program in our county. This is a little bit different in that when we've had family care, there's always been a couple of choices. But for this, right now, I'm not saying there won't be in the future, but for the right now, there's just the partnership, My Choice Partnership program. And you can see on the little colored counties there, they have 12 counties and have 1,533 members that are involved in this partnership program. That's above and beyond. They also operate regular family care in other counties, so they're quite a big entity. So, very new to us is. So we talked about family care being all of those things that aren't paid for on an MA card. They are all the services coming into the home. They can be paying for my assisted living if services into the home is no longer safe or a possibility. I need too much care and I need to go to an assisted living. All of those long-term care services. But what differs with Family Care Partnership is, you know, not only do you get that help into the home, but they also, you sign up to have them coordinate your Medicare, your acute and primary care as well. So essentially your doctoring comes along with your Family Care Partnership program, and that's the real difference. Before you had to go to your doctor with your card. Now that's a part of the Family Care Partnership program if you sign up for that. Questions?
Programs means tested?
Absolutely.
So what's the best way to determine eligibility?
So the medical assistance part, that is a
Yeah.
really strict, you
Okay.
know, means testing about, you have to be $2,000 in assets or less to qualify for that. There are some spousal impoverishment considerations and stuff, so that is, quite honestly, of the two processes, the physical part of eligibility and the financial usually is way more stringent and difficult of a process to hoe.
And you help potential users figure out if they're eligible?
We do. yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely. So the ADRC necessarily doesn't do the actual calculations of the the MA. That's our economic support department that is under DHS over on 220 Washington. But we're the liaison, so we're essentially the face of the case. Because, so trying to jostle that and make sure everyone's coordinating correctly so we can get an enrollment date that works for the customer can
Okay.
be a challenge, I'll be
Oh,
honest.
I bet. So if I'm interested in one of these programs, that you're a good place to start?
Absolutely.
ADRC?
Yes, yes.
How does that differ
Thank you.
from Lakeland Care or Community Care?
So Lakeland Care and Community Care are what are called managed care organizations. So what you're becoming eligible for is the family care benefit. And then once you're eligible, we've decided through options counseling, IRIS wouldn't work for me. Family care is where I want to go. Then we have the discussion about which managed care organization. So Lakeland Community Care and now My Choice Partnership are 3 MCO choices. Inclusa is the other one. So we have 4 choices overall that we have to work with customers to understand.
Okay.
A little bit difficult because being a county program, we have to be completely platonic across the board and not promote one over another. So that can be a difficult conversation because we often hear, what would you do? And we can't tell them that. All we can do is give them the most information we can to make an informed choice. So, good question. So this is the care team makeup under the Family Care Partnership Program. So if you look, back in the family care world, we would have had, certainly the member is always at the center of this care team. But in the family care world, what you were going to get was that case manager or that care manager and then an RN nurse case manager. So you're only going to get those 2 boxes off to the right there. And in the Family Care Partnership Program, you get so much more than that. You get a nurse practitioner and a primary care provider along with that, and then a case aide. I'm not really sure what that does, to be honest. This is so new to us, we haven't had a lot of chance to work with this, and certainly don't work with it on that side of things. We work on the eligibility part, so. But they're here to support the member so if you can think about, you know, and this is the nuance to what we do as a ADRC team, is to understand what people's level of, some people want to have all the control for themselves. And in a situation like that, maybe we talk a little bit more about IRIS, because IRIS, to be honest, is a program where I direct my care. I might get a budget each month, but I'm the case manager. I do for myself. And a lot of people, that's very attractive. They don't want some people running their life. Even in family care, there is a way that people can self-direct some of their services under family care, the kind that has existed since 2010. And to some people, that's very attractive. I want some control in my life. And other people are like, no, take it over and do for myself. So this is so new. One of the unfortunate parts is we do eligibility and enrollment processing with people, and then they're gone to us. They're gone to their managed care organization or their IRIS consultant agency. We don't kind of often hear how it's going, So, go ahead.
I have a question because you're expanding in your entities and you're just coming into Winnebago County. Are you able to get primary care providers to sign on to this, or do you have one and your nurse practitioners? I know how those services are stretched.
And we had.
Where are these services located?
Right. The services aren't located anywhere. This managed care organization, My Choice Partnership, has contracted with the big entities here in Winnebago County.
Okay.
And to be honest, I know there was some back and forth still with one of those providers, and I've not heard whether they've come to an agreement yet, but that's, things that we're needing to talk about with the customer so that they're making that informed choice. But yeah, long before they were set to go on January 1st, they were contracting with Ascension and Aurora and all those ones that we know, Theta Care, that operate in this community. Now, do they have everything in that provider network? I'm not sure of that, but.
Well, I'm thinking a lot of the people that I know that probably would be best served by this program have different language issues and cultures and backgrounds in there. Is that being pretty much comprehensive when you're contracting these services?
Absolutely. Yeah, we don't contract. The My Choice Partnership would be the person, the entity that contracts with them. But yeah, all of our services need to be as easily accessible to differing cultures and languages and stuff as possible. So I'm sure that's been attended to.
And then do people get to choose their primary care provider, or is one like assigned?
I don't know that with the newness of this program. I would think anything that we've ever done with the state of Wisconsin, they say, well, you have to give people choice. So I can't imagine there would only be one, to be honest. I don't know that for certain, but I can certainly check and report that back if you'd like. One of the other things in choosing providers is, and I'll show you how to get, My Choice Partnership actually has a website, as does Community Care, Lakeland, Inclusa, where you can go and check whether a provider works with that MCO. So that's something that we utilize when we're doing customer, kind of contacts to work through. Yes, they do. Your doctor is in the network. You can be assured that you'll be able to still go to them. So. And then the approach to case management, or care management as they call it, is really no different than regular family care. We do eligibility, that's the ADRC button up there on the top at noon. Options counseling and program selection is what we do. When we enroll people to the MCO of their choosing under family care, they are assigned a team. That team will then go out and do an assessment on that member to find out what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, what do they want to achieve in their life, what do they want to have as goals or outcomes in their life, all of that stuff. They develop a plan. And that plan should always be member-centered. Their member should be at the heart of that, and their decisions. That's not something that the team develops a plan for them. This is not done to the member, this is done with the member. And then encouragement and support, and then ongoing evaluation and plan modification. Sorry, it looked like medication from back here, sorry. I need to make my graphics a little bit bigger. But that is family care partnership, but it's also just regular family care too. That's the way this should happen for people. As far as social media, again, trying at best to not be a commercial for any one provider, but My Choice is the provider for family care partnership in our county. These are the ways that you would contact. They too have a Facebook page, it looks like. I don't even know what that one, I'm old, so I don't even know what that one on the right is. But YouTube.
LinkedIn.
Oh, is it LinkedIn? Okay. YouTube and then Twitter. So those are the ways to get a hold of them. If you have any questions certainly about the presentation, ask them now or call us. But we are here to help. And like I said before, I think the difficulty with this is, first of all, it's so new. It just started January 1st, which is just a month or two ago. And we don't often hear the success stories. We often, do hear, because if someone chooses that family care partnership is not for me and they want to go to regular family care, they come back to the ADRC to disenroll from the one and then enroll to the other. So that's really the only time we have a contact on how things went. No news is good news, so if people are hauling along with family care partnership, we're assuming that things are going amazing. So still, it's just. Any other questions?
Oh.
Thank you for having me. And if you want to know more about the ADRC, we're always willing to come over, so let us know.
We know that.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Brian,
thanks
thank
a
you.
lot, Brian. And obviously, when we are dealing with new programs, we don't have a lot of feedback. It takes some time, so we'll definitely be hearing from Brian again. So, moving on, Does anybody have any old business? Any new business? Other business? Heidi is not here to do scams, but Andy, I gave you a slide for a scam. March 9th is Slam the Scam Day. Protect your clients against government imposter scams. And that came from the Social Security Administration. And there was some additional information on that slide. So, other than that, does anybody have anything else on scams? Okay. And moving on, State of the City. Next week, Monday,
Yeah.
the 13th. Mike, you want to talk about it first?
Sure. We're finally doing it back in person again. I shouldn't say finally, it's exciting. But yeah, it's Monday night at the conference center, and I think is it 6:15 when it gets started?
6 o'clock.
Yep.
The doors open 6:30, the program part.
Okay, yeah. We'll be giving out a few awards. City Manager Roloff will be giving his usual speech about what's going on. It's a nice chance to meet all your council members, meet some of your boards and commission members, and I guess speak your mind and learn a little bit more about what we're doing.
So you pretty much have what I was going to do. The Committee on Aging will have a table there. The Senior Center is going to be there. So we have, with the Committee on Aging table, Ron works with us on that yet. And we try to recruit new members. We try to share information as far as what the committee is doing. That's our listening to what community members are, what are their questions or what would they like to see us discussing at our meetings. Kind of assessing some of the needs in the community based on the remarks that we get. It's really a very good opportunity to see what's going on in the city.
Yeah, I'll add to that. It's a nice opportunity to, and this is, we were talking beforehand about some of the challenges of when we get in our own silos here. It's a nice chance to walk around and meet all the other boards and commissions too, find out what they're doing, see where there's overlap. And to pivot a little bit as a pitch as well, we as a council are looking at the structures of our boards and commissions right now. So Council Member Lindsay Erickson and Council Member Bill Miller are our subcommittee that are coming up with some recommendations for maybe changing the number of boards and commissions, maybe combining some, what have you. Everything's on the table. So I encourage all of you, if you can, attend State of the City, walk around, talk to the other boards and commissions, talk to other community members, see what they need, but then also contact any of the council members, but certainly I don't want to volunteer Bill Miller and Lindsay Erickson for this, but they signed up for it, so feel free to contact them first if you want to. But contact any of us if you have any suggestions about how things could be working better on boards and commissions. It's a nice opportunity.
Thank you. And we need to also mention, it is free to the public. There is no charge to come in,
That is correct.
and there are some light snacks.
There's usually a bunch of like hats and mugs and free stuff if you want. If you're into that kind of thing, swag they call it.
Held where?
Yes. It's at the convention center,
Yep.
and I don't know, this year, is the school district doing something at the same time? What was that?
It's right before.
Okay, yeah, right before. So parking might be a little bit of an issue early on in the evening. But it's well worth coming to. I believe it's also televised and would be available also later on Oshkosh Media website and YouTube and all the other entities that they work with.
Correct.
So, with that, we should have given you notice, we're not going to go around the table without something that we've already been able to notify the public that we're discussing. So with that, unless somebody has, we'll go ahead and take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second. Oh, go ahead.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll be meeting on April 4th, and we'll see you then.